In this video, I want to have a look at factorising something called the difference of two squares. So the difference of two squares is when we have an expression in the form a squared minus b squared. And when we factorise that, it will come out to give a plus b, a minus b. Now you can show that and sort of prove it to yourself if you take this expression and expand it out, and you'll end up back with this. Let's have a look at what that looks like in a few examples. So for example, if we had x squared minus 36. 36 is a square number, so that's the same thing as writing x squared minus 6 squared. So when we factorise it, it'll be x plus 6, x minus 6. If we have a look at a second example, if we have 9x squared minus y squared. So again, we can rewrite that, and that 9 is like 3 squared. So that whole term can be written as 3x all squared minus y squared. So that means then when we factorise it, we're going to have 3x plus y, 3x minus y. One last example is if we had 80 x squared minus 125. Now at the moment, 80 and 125 aren't square numbers, but what we can recognise first is that we can pull out a common factor of 5. So if we pull out a common factor of 5 there, we'll end up with 16x squared minus 25. So now in those brackets, the 16 and the 25 are both square numbers. So we could rewrite that as 5 outside of 4x squared minus 5 squared. So now we can factorise what's in the bracket and leave that 5 out the front. So we're going to have 5 outside of 4x plus 5, 4x minus 5. So it's important to remember that the first thing you should always look at when you're trying to factorise something is to see whether it has a common factor. So there's 3 examples of factorising using the difference of two squares.